Who's that guy? I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm just getting home, and I came from AutoZone to pick up some gear oil. I picked up Valvoline Premium Full Synthetic. They had a couple other options, but I decided to get this guy. But today we are going to be, hold on, let me put my code in. What's my code? Shit, I don't even remember. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I came back from AutoZone. I got some gear oil, and today I'm gonna be installing a new diff. There we go. So this E36 here came with a factory 391 because the automatics came with a 391. So it's a pretty sought out for differential for the drift boys because it's a lot of torque, a lot of low end power. But again, this is not a drift car. This is kind of just like a fun, like daily commuting car. It is a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but it's way too spicy for me. So I wanted to get a little bit more drivability out of this thing, and the 293 out of the manuals are just a little too boring, I feel. So I was looking for a 338, but they're just like unicorns and they're super expensive to find. So what I opted to get was this 323 LSD. And you can see as I spin this bottom here, both of these will spin in the same direction. It's actually probably easier if I lay it down, but I'm not gonna do that one-handed. But just trust me, this is an LSD. This is gonna be a pretty decent upgrade to this because one, I'll be able to have much taller gears, so on the freeway my engine RPMs are not like screaming at me, and two, I'll be able to save some gas, and three, the LSD factor of it, so I'll be able to have a little bit more fun in Mexico doing some burnouts. So let's get it going. I also did pick up another subframe. This one I honestly didn't need it, but it came with this differential for not that much more, and it already came with some what is it called? Garagistic poly bushings. These are 80A bushings, which is perfect because that's kind of what I was aiming for anyways. I've picked up these rev shift transmission bushings here, which are also 80A. So I think that's gonna be the bushing durometers, like, I guess hardness. I'm gonna go for all the bushings in here, but I'm not gonna worry about installing that yet. Today, I'm just gonna work on installing the differential because I just wanna be able to drive this thing. Okay, I have the BMW lifted up on jack stands. I have the nice rug there. I got the leaf blower and cleaned off the floor because I like to be working in a clean working environment. But look at oh my goodness, dude, look at this diff. There's so much oil. Yikes. Yeah, who knows if there's even any oil in there, but whatever. I am gonna be replacing it with this guy anyways. I did spend a little bit of time cleaning this up, and I used like a toothbrush, a little bit of a wire wheel, and some like a bottle of degreaser. Honestly, it wasn't really too dirty when I got it. I just really wanted this to kind of look at least a little bit decent. You can see here the bushings that came already on it, just like that subframe there, and that's kind of why I got it, because it's just the amount of money I would have spent on getting new bushings and replacing it, it's the same as if I just got a whole nother subframe that already had the bushings. But anyways, yeah, that's the 80A garagistic poly bushings. So I have that on both sides here, and oh yeah, the front one is technically on the subframe, but here I put this tape on this the front side of the diff and on the sides right here, and I just wanted to kind of showcase that the amount of rotation this needs to go in order for this to make a full turn. And in regards to this 323, that basically means this needs to spin 3 turns, 0.23, in order for this to get back up to the top. So let's go ahead and count this off. So 1, 2, 3, 0.23, which is a little bit under a quarter right there, and those are right back up on the top. So that's a 323 for sure. And also, you see how they both turn in the same direction? That indicates that it's 100% an LSD compared to the open diff in there. If I put this in gear and turn one wheel, that's gonna turn the other direction. So that's exactly what I wanted to do here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this in there. So this is not really gonna be like a what's that called? Instructional DIY, whatever. I'm just gonna show exactly what needs to be removed, and then probably just gonna put up like a time lapse or something. But first of all, there's this connector thing here. I think that goes for your speedo or whatever. After you disconnect that guy, you take off the cable from this clip here, right there, and then let's see. I think, oh yeah, the drive shaft to the differential flange thingy there. These 4 needs to come off. After that, it's gonna be the half shafts to the differential. Let's see, after that is gonna be the sway bar here so that I can lift this up, which gives me clearance to these 2 here on the side of the differential cover. And then after those 2 is going to be the one up here in the front, right there. And of course, this other side here as well, same as this side. And then I think that's gonna be pretty much everything that's gonna be holding it up. So I'm gonna then take this rug here out of the way and put my floor jack here and then just zap this thing out of here. Let's get it going. Okay, I had to film this, but I'm filming my time lapse right now of me taking out this diff, and I'm so glad I'm doing this because, you know, I've been driving this car for some time, and I noticed that when I kind of press the gas, like immediately for like a split second, I kind of feel like a little thud in the back. And I don't know, I kind of just thought that was maybe normal because the amount of torque that this diff just gives me at such low end power. But then as I was loosening all of these drive shaft nuts, look at this. So then I was like, when I loosen this, why does that move so much? So then I was like, okay, let me inspect down here. And this front bushing here is completely gone. Look at that. It's just wobbling around in there. Look at that. So, yeah, I'm glad I discovered that. But I guess that bushing is on the subframe. So I don't know if I can just take out the bushing that's right there and then putting it here. Because if I can't, then I'm unfortunately just gonna have to put that diff in here anyways, because I just really don't have the time to put this entire subframe there, because when I put that in, I want to eventually do the subframe reinforcements, like, well, the underside of the body and stuff, and that's just gonna be a whole like ordeal. So I don't want to do that. Rear diff is finally out. Wow, honestly, that wasn't really too bad. There's just a few things that you had to get out of the way before you can actually pull it out. And make sure, honestly, this is like super heavy, like it's way heavier than you think. So make sure there's a floor jack. I made sure, I mean, you saw in that time lapse, I'm very careful with my stuff. So I kind of like to not have any pain in my life. So yeah, just be careful, guys. Anyways, coming down here to this bushing, honestly, I was kind of just like wishful thinking that it's not the bushing. So I put the bolt back in here to take a look at it and see if I can have any kind of like deflection on it. And you can kind of see right there, the bushing does have a little bit of give. So yeah, this is OEM factory bushing. And I'm not gonna lie, I've done a number of like peel outs, and I'm sure that contributed to that. But I don't think I'm gonna actually take this out, because watching videos of people taking out these subframe bushings, honestly, that's the whole reason why I got a whole nother subframe, so I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to take it off of mine, because I've seen people like use torches and they burn it out and stuff, and I don't, whatever, I don't care about that. So I'm just gonna throw in the differential as it is and just kind of take it easy. Like, eventually I'm gonna get to replacing that. So really I'll slap it in, and I'll just never stop thinking about it, and eventually that will force me to do the subframe. But for now, because I want to just drive this car, I'll just pop that in and we should be good to go. Well guys, absolute fail. So I started putting, well, I mean, it's pretty much in. I have this torque down, I have this torque down, I have that torque down, that torque down. I have, these aren't torqued down yet, but they're on their way. This is threaded in. And now the last thing I was gonna do was install my axles. Then I realized, wait a second, that's not bolting up. So then I was like putting these, whatever, you know, like these go like that. And I was comparing it to the new ones. Let's get this out of the way real quick. And it turns out these output flanges are different. So, damn it. I guess I have a couple options. I can remove the output flanges from that diff and put it into this diff, or I can upgrade my axles to the M3 axles, which is gonna be way more money. Damn it. Apparently these are like held in by a retaining spring on the inside, and I don't know if I can do that with a diff in. So let me do some research, I guess, and if I can do it, I'll try, but if not, I'm gonna have to take this out. This was so freaking heavy, dude. This is honestly way heavier than you expect. So yeah, I guess BRB. Okay, dudes, we might be in luck. So per my research, apparently you can just pull these out. I thought there would need to be a retaining spring to pull out from the other side or the inside, but look, you just go shabam, that comes out. Oh, easy. There's actually still oil in there, I think, or what's left of it, because it's been leaking so much. But let's see if I can take this off. Damn, this axle might actually be in the way, but let's just see if I can loosen it. Hiya! Dang, dude. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna take this off. Damn it, dude. So this side may be a lot easier than that side. I don't think I'll have to remove the diff just to get this side out, because this one, I think, oh no, I think it may actually be, oh no, it's just hitting that. Okay, let's see if I can, oh, there we go. It actually does come out. Heck yeah. There we go. They thought they had us, dude. They really thought. Wow. Okay, so make sure I don't mix those up. So now I have to figure out how I'm gonna take off this other side, because this exhaust is in the way. So I will probably just do that off camera. Damn it. What a waste of time. I guess while I figure that out, let me see if I can just toss this one in like so. Hopefully I don't damage. Oh, there's that ring that they were talking about. So it's not like a, I thought it was like one of those circlip thingies, but you just have to shove it in there. Hiya! There we go. Okay, I'll put that in properly and see if I can get the other side out. These guys really thought they could get me, but they just can't, dude. So I didn't have to take the diff out. This side was okay just to pop that in pretty easily. This side was a little bit more challenging because this exhaust is in the way. So what I did is I loosened the brackets off of this exhaust right here on the side. That way I can just bring this ever so slightly below. And now that I have the space to kind of move that around, I've removed the M3 out. I think, oh shoot. Oh yeah, okay, good thing. So this is the M3 one here. And the one from my non-M should just slip right back into this place, like so, and just mallet this bad boy in and get started again. Let's go, guys. I'll be done shortly. And here is completed product. The 323 LSD is now installed with the non-M output flanges from my 391 over there. I just put that one back together too, just so it doesn't like leak or whatever. But this is all torqued down and tightened down. My wheels, I didn't touch any of that stuff. This is torqued, this is torqued. All that is all good. This, of course, even over here, the drive shaft, that's all torqued down. Now, the thing is, this one, or I mean, more so on this side over here, but as I was tightening down all of these, I was keeping an eye out for this bushing that was like kind of wobbly before, and I noticed that it was a little bit tighter. So I'm hoping that maybe the bolt was just kind of loose and maybe the bushing is probably okay, but I don't know. I mean, I'm still just kind of wishful thinking. I'm just gonna bolt it up, but I do know for sure eventually I'm gonna switch over to the M3 subframe. I actually don't think I mentioned where I got this stuff from. This is from a 1999 M3 E36. So that's kind of why there's like some differences and stuff. But I mean, I kind of just made it work. There's enough information online to kind of bolt this all together anyways. So kind of worked out. I know there was a little bit of a setback, but we should be good. Now, next thing is just going to be these rev shift transmission bushings. And then I will fill up this diff with this diff fluid here. I got the 75-140 extended protection gear oil. This is the one with the limited slip juice stuff, so we should be smooth sailing there. I think it takes like a quart and a half, and I got 2 of them, so this should be more than enough. Here's a quick shot of how to install these transmission bushings. It's super straightforward. I don't really need to go into too much depth on it, but basically there's a 13 here, there's a 13 here, oh, and then there's a 13 on top of that and a 13 on top of that. So take all that off, then get a floor jack right here, lift it up just enough so that you can take these ones out. You should be able just to yank it out just like that. See, these ones were actually pretty much brand new. These were the Euro, but I need to install these ones, and you have to note that there's like this dimple here, and I'm just gonna take these nuts off and then install it, and I'll be right back. Not gonna lie, dude, that was kind of tricky, but if you're a trickster like me, you should be able to figure it out. It was a little bit harder to put in because of course it's harder, and I think it's a little bit thicker, but I just loosened this, that, but I didn't take anything off. I just loosened everything, and then eventually it kind of popped in, so we are golden. Now the only thing left to do is just to fill the differential fluid. All right, we are right where we need to be, so we should be good to put this plug back in. Let's see. There we go. Sweet. That's the last thing I need to do. So I'm just going to torque this down, clean things up a little bit, and put this on the ground, and we should be good for a test drive. Here we go, dude. First drive of the night. I'm lying. I went around the block already, so I had a good feel of how the transmission's kind of moving around, and I feel like it's really solid. So I think I'm just gonna drive around for the night and maybe film another review driving video of this another day, because obviously right now it's super dark. But first impressions, dude, my RPMs feel so much better. Right now I'm on second, but before I'd still have to be on like third right now because of how high the RPMs were. If anything, I was like on fourth, or no, I'm exaggerating, but definitely on third, like going that slow. So right now it feels a little bit more like a normal car finally. And also as far as the thud goes on the rear diff, the rear bushing, I haven't felt it yet, at least just around this drive around the block. But I will see how it goes. Eventually it's gonna get replaced anyways, but this is kind of just like temporary. Okay, so I can definitely feel the vibration of the transmission because of the poly bushings, but you know, it is what it is. At least it's just better than the factory bushings, just because I have like this chassis mounted, so whatever. Yeah, we'll see. It's probably gonna be even worse once I have the subframe in, because that's all gonna be polyurethane, but whatever, man, because race car. Okay guys, I've made it to Mexico. There's a racetrack over here, so I paid my entrance fee, signed all the waivers and everything, so this is completely legit, I promise. So they're gonna let me just stop right here and test out the LSD. Very nice. Smell a little bit of tire burning there, but it's the best smell in the world. Let's go. Peace out, dudes.